Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from Astrolada.com, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about luck. Some people, they truly are born luckier. They're born in a privileged families. Things move and flow for them. They get pregnant easy. They find the right person easy. Everyone is luckier, as we call lucky, in certain areas of their lives. But some people are more lucky than others. But everyone has an area in their life where they have what we call good karma. And usually the planet Jupiter shows one of those areas in our life where things will flow for us. But there is another astrological indications in your chart that can teach you, that can show you where you have similar kind of luck. So it's not only Jupiter, which is the planet of luck in our horoscope, which we've covered Jupiter in different houses and so on. There is another position, and this is the ninth house, which is the Jupiter house. And in ancient astrology, the ninth house is known as the house of luck and fortune. Actually, the ancient texts say that this is the virtues that you've built. The ninth house shows if you have a strong ninth house, which means it has planets there, or the ruler of the ninth house is powerful, means it's in a sign that it's exalted, or it rules, or it's on an angle somewhere in the chart. Well, that means that basically you've developed virtues in past lifetimes. You've worked on morality, on improving yourself as a human being to be kinder, better. And there are lots of virtues. There are 400 virtues apparently. But the different virtues that we build, they indicate that the things that once we die, we can take with us on the other side. The only thing we can take with us is those virtues that we built. Is it patience? Is it kindness? Is it strength? Is it ability to cope in a crisis? These are the only things we can take with us on the other side. And truly, the virtues in our horoscope that we have are indicated by the ninth house, and the virtues that we build in past lifetimes and that we have strong in this current lifetime is the ninth house. And if we continue and if we manifest those virtues, those qualities of this ninth house, our luck and fortune improves, or our luck and fortune gets unlocked. And when you say, oh, she's so lucky, she met her husband, they've been together 30 years, they're like, this is not luck. Or, oh, she's so lucky, she won the lottery. Oh, she's so lucky, she entered into the best university, or got like the best job, or she got offered the best job, or she gave birth to children, whatever, whatever we consider as luck, being at the right place at the right time. But it's not actually work. As I said, this is virtues that you've gained from past lifetimes, and now those things, they come easy to you as a reward for the hard efforts in a past lifetime. And in this, and what it's indicated is, first of all, any planets in the ninth house. So this is the most important. If you have any planet in the ninth house, it becomes the main virtue that you're working on, the main means through which you can raise your vibration and connect to higher power and feel inspired and have a lucky life. Because the moment we raise our vibration, all good stuff start coming to us. All good and positive things start happening. Imagine moments when you've been quite happy. Your mood is really good, and then you drive and you want to park, and you immediately find a parking space, and you drive and you imagine, I would love now to have a meal, but you're in the middle of the desert and driving around or whatever, and you're like, I so want to eat Italian now, but you're in a great mood, and you see a restaurant, Italian restaurant. So it's almost like magically manifesting when your vibration is high. And the fastest way to raise your vibration is first through Jupiter, but through the ninth house. Equal is important. So if you have a planet in your ninth house, it becomes the most important planet of your virtues, and that unlocks fortune for you and things that you're fortunate in. If you have no planet, and some people have quite a few planets in their house, they can be quite fortunate. But we only use for this method whole sign astrology, because this method is based on ancient astrology that did not use an equal house system. So only use whole sign astrology. If your ascendant is Virgo, for sure your ninth house will be Taurus, because the ninth sign from Virgo is Taurus. So we'll be using only this for this method. So if you want to find out what you're very lucky about in this lifetime and what can unlock your fortune, we're going to cover the planets, and especially sometimes Saturn or Mars can be in the ninth house. Or if you have no planets in the ninth house, then the other most important thing becomes the ruler of the ninth house. So we're using the traditional rulers again. And that will become the planet that rules your ninth house becomes a naturally fortunate planet in your horoscope. So you have not just Jupiter as a fortunate planet in your horoscope, but the ruler of your ninth house becomes just as fortunate. And some people will say, oh, but I have Saturn as the ruler of my ninth house. Say you are Taurus rising, or say you are Gemini rising. Again, the ninth house will be either Capricorn or Aquarius, and traditionally they're both ruled by Saturn. And you're like, so what? I have no luck. Saturn is the planet of the opposite of luck. Actually, Saturn becomes a lucky planet for you. Saturn's transits from Saturn, even though they will always be psychologically difficult, the results will be very fortunate, especially for Taurus and Gemini rising. So Taurus and Gemini rising people should not be afraid so much from Taurus. Yes, from Saturn. Yes, definitely. Always the transits of Saturn psychologically can feel heavier. Some difficult things can happen, but those difficult things will definitely kind of bring in good fortune for you, leading to something good coming to you. So let's cover the 12 ascendants, the 12 rising signs. You need to know your time of birth of those. And we'll cover how each planet can be, how you can increase your vibration and what unlocks fortune in your life. And by the way, I cover this in my course, Secrets of the 12 Houses, which I am releasing at 30% off all my courses now because it's my birthday month and we're even a bit on holiday. So just for the next couple of weeks, and I'm not going to do it again this year, all my courses are up to 50% discount. And this particular course, what each house for you is, just like the ruler of the second house can show you a lot about your family and your money, or the ruler of your 10th house can show you a lot about your career. The ruler of your 5th house can really describe the life of your children, if you have, or if you will have at all. Just like the 9th house shows how you can reach highest vibration the fastest. It shows you, and its ruler, of course, it shows you the good karma qualities from past lifetimes, the good virtues that you've built, and also what virtues you continue to build, and what virtues, if you use in this lifetime, can become luckier, more wealthy, successful. That's the luckiest house in astrology, in ancient astrology. That's the 5th house is also, the rule of the 5th house is also good fortune. But the 9th house is the highest, the most powerful planet of good fortune. So you can apply this also to the ruler of the 5th house, but the ruler of the 9th is the most powerful. And also the 9th house shows improving yourself consciously, self-growth. So that's one of the most important things for happiness, for fortune, to unlock your fortune, to change your fortune, to consciously self-improve, to build virtues. So I'm going to give you a lot of secrets here that you can unlock your good fortune. And it's not like, oh, I watched this video to make more money, to get rich quick. No, this video, you watch it and you work on those virtues for years. And once you have those virtues, then the good fortune starts unlocking for you. And the 9th house is also your 3rd child. Your first child is the 5th house. Your second child is the 7th house. The 9th house is your 3rd child. And they say born children, and they say like the 3rd child is the luckiest. Well, of course, if there are big afflictions to the ruler of the 9th or in the 9th, there will be problems, of course. But generally, even psychologists say that, and they've observed that the 3rd born child, on average, not always, can be the most easygoing, the most fortunate. Usually your luck can unfold and unlock after the 3rd child, when you have the 3rd child. And so it's a third time lucky. There's the first child, you have the biggest karma. So you have a bit more karma with the first couple, but the 3rd child, The third child in particular, as I said, they tend to be easier going in most cases. And the ninth house is also your grandchildren. They're also something that people that have grandchildren say this is the luckiest thing in their life, having grandchildren. That gives them the most joy, the most happiness. So beautiful things are ruled by the ninth house. And of course, the ninth house is our mentors and teachers and father figures. Their actual father figure. In ancient times, the father figure was supposed to be your teacher. Nowadays, it's not exactly like that, but if you have a great ninth house lord or planets in the ninth house, you're very fortunate to come across good teachers in your life that help you. So, what would be a good ninth house? A planet in its own sign there, a planet exalted, a planet, a good planet like Jupiter, any planet, even it's Saturn or Mars, if they're in good dignity, these teachers that appear in your life, they're, anyone's life can improve so much if they have the right mentor, the right teacher. Someone can tell you that maybe a teacher in their second grade or university told them something, paid them special attention, believed in them, gave them directions about life, and that's what gave them success. Just like Albert Steiner had a guru teacher, not guru, but a teacher that believed in him. And thanks to him, Albert Einstein is who he became. So usually every great person, even not great, but every successful and improved life, there is someone that you consider like your teacher. It might be your sister, it might be your mom. We'll see which roles a teacher can play. So let's look. If your Aries rising, your lucky planet will be, we're looking at them from whole sign, and we're using only traditional rulers, and I'm using tropical astrology. If you want to use with this knowledge sidereal astrology, is up to you. But if Aries is your ruler, Jupiter becomes your luckiest planet. It already is a lucky planet, but double whammy, double power. So so you have to look what house Jupiter is in, and we'll analyze that. And just what naturally Jupiter means, I'll tell you. If Taurus is your ascendant, we're looking at this only from the ascendant. Or if you have a stellium with the sun somewhere, you can also look from that stellium, the ninth house. Taurus is your ascendant. Then Saturn becomes your lucky planet. I'll pay special attention to if Saturn becomes your lucky planet. And transits from Saturn or to Saturn can give very good things for you, despite of them being difficult. If Gemini is your ascendant, or your ascendant, again Saturn becomes your lucky planet. We'll speak about that. If Cancer is your ascendant, then Jupiter becomes your lucky planet again, because the ninth sign from Cancer is Pisces, ruled traditionally by Jupiter. If you want to add the new rulers, then Neptune as well, Jupiter and Neptune. Or for Gemini, Saturn and Uranus become lucky planets. But I pay attention here for the traditional rulers. If you want to add extra dimension, check the modern rulers. If Leo is your rising, Mars becomes your lucky planet. And you're like, what, Mars? Such a stressful planet? Yeah. You'll notice when I speak later, people with Leo rising, for example, they succeed and they have more luck when they confront danger, when they put themselves in more extreme situations, and they can even benefit even from getting angry and stuff like that. If Virgo is your ascendant, then Venus, that seems more natural. Okay, Venus, good karma, good fortune, but transits from Venus and to Venus, and especially progressions, because transits from Venus are quite short, but progressions from Venus, transits to a natal Venus can unlock your good fortune, can raise your vibration, can bring opportunities for growth and development for you. If Libra is your ascendant, rising, then Mercury becomes your planet of good fortune. Again, look at transits to your natal Mercury to unlock higher vibration, good fortune, or progressions, or even transits when Mercury goes retrograde for a couple of months, stays much longer in a sign, in a house, that can become a source of opportunity for you. Wherever Mercury is transiting, or progressions of Mercury can be fortunate. Say, for example, progress Mercury when it comes to your ascendant or to your fourth house cusp, to an angle or progress Mercury comes and joins your moon or whatever, these will be fortunate times. Libras. Scorpio rising, the moon becomes your planet of fortune. So maybe eclipses can trigger, or progressions of your moon will be very powerful, more fortunate events that bring opportunities, elevate your vibration, and transits to your moon will be opportunities to kind of expand your life, to unlock your fortune. For Sagittarius, the sun becomes their lucky planet. Sagittarius rising. So in that case, progressions to your natal sun, your transits towards your natal sun, and what are powerful activations of your good fortune. And for Capricorn, Mercury becomes a lucky planet because Virgo is their ninth house. So anything mercurial will be transits from Mercury. Mercury, when it goes in a house, especially retrograde for a longer period, you can raise the vibration of that area of your life. Something fortunate, an opportunity can come from there. And progressions from Mercury and to Mercury can be very fortunate and bring positive things in your life. Good karma from past lifetimes is unlocked. For Aquarius, Venus becomes your lucky planet. And again, because Venus transits fast, maybe when Venus goes retrograde in a house, that can become a source of luck and growth and opportunities. Or progressions from progress Venus to other planets can be fortunate. Or transits to a natal Venus. And even transits of Venus can bring a sense of joy, expansions, opportunity, where good things happen in your life. And for Pisces, it's Mars again. You can add Pluto if you want. That it becomes a lucky or positive planet that brings opportunity, expansion, growth, raises your vibration. And you can check out if you naturally have better karma, if you've come this, everyone has done good and bad things in past lifetimes, but we just take just a certain percentage of our karmic, let's say, log, karmic pay log in certain life, and in some lives you pay off a lot more karmic events when you feel more brave, and in some life your fortune is you receive the rewards from good actions from your past lifetimes. So if you have a strong ninth lord, so we said which the lords for the different signs are, but if you say if you're Libra, if your Mercury is strong, if you're Libra rising, or if you're Cancer, if your Jupiter is strong, then whatever of those ascendant sign is, check out if the ruler of the ninth house is strong. What is strong? Being in its own sign, being in exaltation, being close to an angle, close to IC, MC, ascendant, descendant. Any angle makes a planet much stronger. Having some good aspects is again good, but even without good aspects, if it's in a good sign, or if it's in a fortunate house, if the rule of the ninth is in the first, super fortunate, the rule of the ninth in the fifth, super fortunate. We'll cover, all the possibilities, but some houses are more lucky, like the first, the fifth, the rule of the ninth and the ninth. These are the luckier houses, first, fifth, ninth. We're using whole sign house system here. Again, don't look at Placidus, please. It's not gonna work. Or if the ruler is on an angle, which means in the first, in the seventh, or within 10 degrees of an angle, it might be in the sixth or the ninth, or in the 12th, but within 10 degrees from this angle, again it becomes, or from the fourth house cusp close, it becomes very powerful again. And of course, if it has good aspects, you're bringing a lot of good karma, so more luck. These good actions from past lifetimes, the virtues that you've worked on will help you achieve more luck in this lifetime, or have more opportunities in this lifetime, have more opportunities to grow, to have fortune overall. But I want to speak now specifically about what it means to have the ruler of the ninth house as a different planet. And of course, if, as I said, say you're Sagittarius rising, then in your ninth house is what? Aries. So you're going to be looking at Mars as a fortune, planet that gives fortune. But if you happen to have in Aries Mercury, then Mercury overpowers the rule of your ninth house. So if there is a planet in your ninth house, first listen to it. Listen to what it means for this planet to be a fortunate planet for you. And then listen to the ruler, because the ruler becomes secondary. And some people have 2-3 planets in the ninth house. Well, lucky them. Like Angelina Jolie has 3 there, for example. And I have a couple of friends. I have a friend with 3 or 4 planets in the ninth house. Mercury, Venus, Mars, the moon. Very lucky person. Very fortunate. Not everything in her life is perfect, but like things align for her. She brought good fortune from past lifetimes. And she's very positive. People with strong 9 houses with planets there, whether it's the sun, the moon, or any planets, they tend to be, except Saturn, they tend to be way more positive than other people. And that, of course, attracts good luck again. But what happens if, say, let's start the planets. If the sun is the ruler of your ninth house, or more powerful even, is in the ninth house, anything sun becomes, so that means if your ascendant is, what was it? Sagittarius. So if the sun is your lucky planet, you have to do solar things to unlock your luck. So that can be like even being more outside in the sun, outdoor, even if you live in Alaska. When the sun comes out, go out, even if there are clouds. Go out and spend outdoor time. That's why Sagittarius is outdoorsy. They instinctively feel it, like, oh, my luck is when when I'm outside. So get sunlight just to trigger more fortune, or to raise your vibration. And when you raise your vibration, you become more fortunate, and so on. Also, important male figures can be source of luck for you, like an important teacher, father figure, sometimes overpowering if the sun is in the ninth house. Like I know a lot of people with the sun in the ninth house that they have fathers that are a bit too much. It's too powerful. The house of the father with the sun there, but again, they can be a source of fortune for them, and something they're proud of, and that good teachers, especially of male figures. If you have the sun as the ruler of the ninth house, or sun in the ninth house, then male figures become more important, good fortune people for your people, in celebrities, or someone that is famous, or someone that some kind of knows, has an influence, is well known, like the sun bright shining. Such kind of personalities are lucky for you. Or even Leos, even like people with strong sun, like someone with strong Leo rising, or sun or moon, can be a fortunate, good karma person for you. Also, the sun in female horoscope can be the father, the husband. They can be, I'm not saying every Sagittarius will have good that, but there will be these people will be the son, the father, the husband. They will be the most important teachers in your life as a Sagittarius rising, or if you have the sun in your ninth house. And depends on the quality of the sun. If the sun, the better the qualities, the better the quality of those teachers. Sometimes they can be awful teachers, but they're the ones that push you to become better, because maybe they put you on the thumb or whatever, but they unlocked your strive to improve, your striving to improvement. Also, you develop very likely in past lifetimes the qualities of the sun as virtue, which are generosity, which are leadership, the natural leadership. So again, to unlock luck in this lifetime, you have to be as noble as possible. The sun gives, doesn't expect to receive. The sun initiates. It's masculine in energy. It doesn't wait around for circumstances to change before they go after their fortune. They create their fortune. For some people, it's the opposite. They have receptive planets as the ruler of the ninth house, like someone with, with the moon or Venus, more feminine planets. But if you're Sagittarius rising, if you have the sun there, initiate. This unlocks your good fortune. Also visit sunny places, go on holidays. The sun rules music as well, concerts, entertainment. You need that as Sagittarius to unlock your, or going to places of entertainment as well. I'm not saying go to places where people get drunk and stuff, but places that the sun is shiny, positive, some good music, and so on. What unlocks good fortune can be also cultures that are solar cultures for you, more, sunnier and so on. glamorous. The sun is very glamorous as well. You can add a bit of that, celebrations of any sorts. It also unlocks uh, such kind of fortunate events. And the seasons, of course, the season in August can be very fortunate for you. Doing things around that time can be quite good for you. And there's a lot of other things the sun symbolizes, but let's move on. What if the moon is in your ninth house? Or is the rule of the ninth house, which means you're Scorpio rising. The moon becomes a very fortunate planet for you. Maybe your mom, maybe she was your teacher, maybe your mom is someone that taught you high moral values. Because remember, the fortune of the ninth house comes not just because it's fortunate, because you're virtuous. And the virtues that you're developing, just like with the sun, was courage, was initiative, was nobleness, and giving with the sun. Remember, give, give, give. The more you give, the more fortunate you'll become, the more generous you are. Of course, not stupidly so. The more, well, with the moon, is kind of your fortune, you're more receptive to it. So you have to wait for circumstances to change and then react. And then, the good thing will come to you from kind of, with the moon is like you first see it rather than create it out of your brain. Because with the sun in the ninth house, or the rule of the ninth house, that's your own creative initiative. You think of it. With the moon, you're receptive to it. Maybe you open a newspaper and you read something and it becomes your source of inspiration, or it becomes your source of, someone tells you something changes in your circumstances and you become receptive to it and you find the opportunity in it, and then your fortune gets unlocked. So you don't have to push it, you don't have to, but also your imagination is your lucky quality. You've developed virtues of imagination, you've developed virtues of, very likely in past lifetime you're caring, you develop the virtues of caring, of being nurturing. So in this lifetime you can be lucky with family. The moon rules family, with motherhood, with your mom as well, unless the moon is really like with Saturn, or with some other hard planets like South Node or North Node, or Mars or Pluto and so on. Then but still, if you have to, if you want to have and improve your fortune, to improve your relationship with your mom, and to improve your relationship with women overall, because the moon rules that. Even if sometimes if you have very hurt moon, there are difficult circumstances with such people, with women in your life, with your family, or with your mom. Usually it is supposed to be fortunate, but if they are, you need to find a way to smooth out circumstances. If the moon is in your ninth house, maybe to take care of your mom, maybe to, to improve your relationship there, because, and with older women than you, because you block your good fortune otherwise. Be in touch with your mom. I mean, don't become mommy's boy and girl or whatever, but still, give back to your mom and so on, and to your family. But also you'll be fortunate with your own family, because the moon becomes a fortunate planet also, with property, with home. Your virtues that you're developing of nurturing and kindness, the moon is, and compassion, the moon is extremely compassionate. So also unlocking you're looking in luck, not only for properties, but once you have a family yourself, once you become a parent. If you don't want to be a parent, it can be just taking care of animals, or just nurturing, taking care of plants, anything where you have to, like a parent, take care of it. This is when your luck improves. It raises your vibration as well. And the moon rules water. Being close to water will raise your vibration. Praying to a female deity, pray to Mother Mary. Pray to the feminine aspect of the divine, which is the Holy Spirit, for example. And anything feminine, it can raise your vibration much more, which is, even I would say, foods like milk, foods like cucumbers, they're all lunar things that can raise your vibration. While with the sun is citrus fruits and so on. With the moon will be more dairy, liquid, watermelons, such kind of full of water. What can be lucky for you as well is help mothers, or donate to mothers, or to families and so on. And definitely pay a lot of attention. And usually such people who have the moon in the ninth house are very positive. They have happy and mental or if the moon is the rule of the ninth house, unless it's really badly like afflicted between enemies, with Saturn, with Mars, with the nodes, or whatever. But usually such people are positive. They have a positive mental, because the moon is our mind, is our emotions and mind. Actually, the moon is the ego. It's not the sun, funny enough. The moon is your whole, how do you feel? What are your thoughts inside as well? Because also our thoughts determine how we feel. So with the moon as the ruler of the ninth house, or in the ninth house, usually such people tend to be positive. They have to be optimistic, and naturally lucky people, and doing anything. And they kind of, the temperament, because the moon shows temperament, is allowing, is kind, is open-minded, it's fun. Such people are like, oh, it's so easy to be around them. They make you feel good as well. Natural, they'll be natural as well. Natural consultants and helping others shift their mood as well. But anything lunar to do, you can, if you take some of my foundational courses, I explain everything, what each planet rules and so on. They're now up to 50% discount. If you want, I'll put the link below in the description. All right. What if your Mercury, the next planet, is the ruler of your ninth house? Or if you have Mercury in the ninth house. So that's if you have Mercury in the ninth house, it can be any ascendant, but otherwise you are Libra rising, or you are Capricorn rising. So what is it to have Mercury as your lucky planet? What can raise your vibration? When you're down, if you want to feel up, go and speak with someone. Lift up the phone, chat with someone. I know for Capricorn might be like, what? No, yes, come out of your shell. For Libra it's easier, but yes, journal, write things. You would raise your vibration and your mood overall. And of course, when you raise your vibration, you can attract more luck as well. Journaling, writing, chatting to someone. Make a blog. You can be fortunate with such. This can be a fortunate thing for you, right? Make a blog or share your thoughts on things. Maybe something with media. Mercury rules media, blogging, writing, information. And somehow like information, or the word rightly said, can lift you out of a negative vibration. Reading the right literature, thinking over the right things. Like your thoughts are, Mercury is your thoughts as well, what can raise you up, your internal dialogue. And usually what you can be, sometimes you can be lucky with Mercury things. And Mercury things are with your friends. They can be a source of luck or good things for you. Not all friends, but someone can come and tell you something and really raise your vibration. Or little children, not little, but children after 6-7 years of old age. They have Mercurial. This is something that can be good luck for you. It can be a source of inspiration as well. It can be a source of growth and good karma for you. What are you looking intuitively know? Well, that's a lot about, you're very knowledgeable, full of information, reading, writing, all of those things are actually quite lucky for you. And you can, like, even you might be watching TV, which is very mercurial thing, which feels like wasting time, and you can hear some piece of information. You might be reading a book or a magazine or scrolling on social media, and you might come across the right piece of information that unlocks your luck. That experience that triggers the good fortune for you. You can be also you can connect to God in mercurial ways. Of course, that's how we raise our vibration, and that can be mercurial is a bit of mobility, maybe like not just sitting there, try to connect, go out, maybe walk and things like that. Or maybe even you can connect to God by some kind of a active meditation, or by prayer, talking, say it with words. The words is how you connect and you raise vibration. Words have amazing power for you. So I just came up with this, but If you want to unlock more fortune, we all know that words have power, but for you it's lucky. So write words with high vibration like love, gratitude. Put them near water, on your water to drink it, because this is how you can charge your water. Or just put them around, because on a project, say you're doing some project, you're writing a report. On top of the report, put the yellow sticky notes with the word with a powerful vibration, because words unlock good fortune for you, communications and so on. Even Mercury short trips move, you know. You can just go for a walk in your neighborhood, go to the store, drive around in your car. It can raise your vibration. It can also, some kind of good things can come to you when you're out and about, walking around, maybe listening to a podcast. It's something active that you're doing, and rather than in a very kind of isolated atmosphere. And somehow other people can tell you something. It might be siblings, colleagues, friends. Mercury rules kind of other people in our everyday environment, that you're more lucky to be surrounded. Your neighbors, you can have luckier friend relationships with neighbors if Mercury is not, usually it tends to be with the ninth house, that they bring opportunity to you, or your siblings, or your relatives, or your friends and mates that can unlock your fortune in some way, help you in some way, you know. And I have Mercury aspecting my ninth house, so that's so true for me, because any planets in the third house, if you have no planets in the ninth house, by the way, and you don't just look at the ruler, you can look if any planets from the third house are aspecting, because in ancient astrology, any planet in the opposite sign gives 100% aspect to the other house. So they said in power is first, the most powerful planet for the ninth or any house would be the planet in the ninth house. If there is none, a planet in the opposite house, which is aspecting, which would be if you have any planets in the third house, and then the ruler. But I'll check first I'll check the ruler as well, and any planets in the ninth and the third. So definitely I have Mercury in my third aspecting fully the ninth. So I've been quite fortunate to all kind of Mercury things, siblings, teammates, associates, colleagues. They kind of unlocked my fortune. So associating with others and unlocks your fortune, raises your vibration rather than isolating you. It's, of course, you might need a period of isolation. Everyone might need. But after this period, just go around people, just go communal lunch, cook with someone, talk with someone, is just do something with someone, or go to clubs where you do hobbies together, or just hang out with friends where you're talking things, because this again, either you can have good karma through Virgos or Gemini people, or you can just unlock good fortune. Such people can be part of your good fortune. Not all of them, but definitely some specific people. And short trips, just go instead of staying sedentary in the same place over the weekends. Sorry, my hair is swimming pool here. Just go take short trips if you're Libra or Capricorn rising. Again, this can unlock the opportunity to see, to get inspired, because ninth house rules inspiration, to be inspired as well. Take classes, courses, Mercury is that, study something, skills, to have hobbies. So these are fun things that are your good fortune in life, that unlock your good fortune. So if Mercury is in the ninth house, I would definitely probably go to participate in clubs, because the Mercury is where you meet people that you like similar activities and interests. So I would hang out. Is it golf club? Is it knitting club? Is it club of... Yes, mommy?
Please, they have your charger.
Go to have it, my love. No problem.
Where is it?
Thank you.
Where is it then?
I'm his lucky charm, because he has the ruler of the ninth house, the moon. So mommy is his luck. Go, mommy.
Where's the charger?
I don't know, my love. Ask daddy. Can you close the door for me? Children. Yeah, socialize and so on, and do activities, or just hang out with friends to have your vibration higher. Of course, there's always exceptions. That very much depends on the personal horoscope, and you have to look at other houses as well. But this, just remember that. And do some short trips. Again, they'll unlock your inspiration and so on. Around next planet is Venus. If Venus is in your ninth house, or in the third, where it looks fully to the ninth, or is the ruler of your ninth house, like I have that, but I have two planets there. So they're more powerful. And that's for Aquarius rising, or if you're, what else? Who else would be? If you're Aquarius rising, or if you're Virgo rising, you have Venus as your lucky planet. So anything Venusian will raise your vibration and improve your luck, your fortune. So you need to have beautiful environment first of all. If you need to be in a higher vibration to unlock your luck and fortune, even if you're in the most boring office with gray light or the ugliest place in the world, just putting a little plant there, just putting a little piece of art on the wall immediately raises the vibration of that place. And for you, beauty and harmony and having something attractive around you, and Venus especially rules something, either art or nature, plants, immediately just harmonize, just arrange things. Or if something sometimes is off balance, just correct it to be balanced. This can immediately raise up your vibration and improve your fortune and luck. But usually such people can be more fortunate in, again, Venus is a very social sign, planet in relationships, especially with women. I have a lot of female friends, and all of them I have good relationship with, even though, Venus is very weak in my horoscope. It's combust the sun, it's in Aries, but still it's my luckiest planet as the ruler of the ninth house. So I have good karma with female friends. I have good karma in relationships overall, as Libras was on my ninth house. But I have a lot of difficult planets also connected to my relationships. But you can't just judge all relationships. If Venus is the ruler of your ninth house and say, oh, all your relationships and marriages are great, you have to have Venus also strong, as I said, in a good sign, in an angle. But definitely there will be good karma coming to you in this lifetime through some of your relationships, for sure. And partnering can be a good karma for you, like it is for me. Doing partnerships can unlock your fortune, business or personal, collaborating, and asking for others, for the advice of others, and listening what the advice tells you. People will help you. Ask for advice and you'll be helped in difficult situations, like savior angels. And it's incredible, like sometimes because Venus, as a ruler, Venus is receive advice from others. Ask, consult, they'll help you. And for me, it's always women that come and tell me things and help me, especially when I have some problem when I ask. Venus, again, is, and even if you don't have good relationships with women or previous partners, fix those relationships if you want. Or if you're having difficult relationships, you have to work on them to build up the virtues of Venus, to unlock your good fortune and wealth. Even the ninth house is one of the houses of wealth. So what are the virtues of Venus? That you naturally have worked already in past lifetimes, but you should not in any way neglect those virtues. You should keep them up. This is kindness. This is being polite. This is being sweet. These are virtues as well. It doesn't mean you have to be in every situation, but the more you are like that, especially if Venus is in your ninth house, or there's no other planets in your ninth house, then Venus becomes the most important virtue for you. So these virtues are cultivated definitely by learning how to be diplomatic in relationship, how to be charming, how to be kind and see the other person's perspective. This is a virtue again. Not to judge, but to put yourself in the shoes of someone else. And if you behave like that, you unlocked your good fortune in a powerful way. And you can connect, even you can raise your vibration, as I said, through beauty or music. Venus is music. Very important thing to unlock good fortune for you and to raise the vibration would be to learn some musical instrument if you can, so you learn to harmonize, or to at least to play good music around. In an environment that you play some good, kind of tunes, whatever it's your favorite music that's harmonious. Classical is the best, of course, but something that will really soothe you, put balance into your soul, and this raise your vibration, and it can unlock, good fortune somehow for you. And that can connect you to yourself, to your higher self, to God. Art, if you can do art yourself, that can be what puts you in the most strongest connection to higher power. I used to paint, I used to draw, I should do it again. On anything Venusian, Venus is nature, Venus is art, Venus is beauty. Get lost in such things, especially if you're in dark situations, if you want to get yourself out of traumas or of low vibration, out of a long periods that you're stuck low vibration and depressed. Venusian things, whether you're Virgo rising or Aquarius rising, or you have Venus in the ninth house, and that is either a good female friend that you hang out, or if you're doing it alone, some art, focusing on painting, drawing, whatever it's Venus, listening to music, creating music, whatever you want. Definitely all of those things will help. And even you making yourself look beautiful, that can be a fortunate thing. Actually, such people, that can be their good fortune, that they look good because of, I don't know, whatever they've done in past lifetimes. They've worked on the virtues of harmony, of kindness, and this is like a reward for them in this lifetime to create beauty or to be beautiful themselves, and or both, and balance, being fair. Oh, you've also worked on the virtues of fairness, to be fair to others, and please always be in this lifetime or you'll lose your fortune. It doesn't mean like if sometimes you're thinking, oh, if I stop looking good, I'll lose my fortune. That doesn't work this way, but always make sure you look decent, nice, pleasant to the eye. Again, that can unlock good fortune for you. I know it sounds superficial, but this is the nature of Venus. All right, and anything Venusian can be, like Venus rules diamonds. That can be a good thing for you to wear diamonds. Venus rules rose quartz. Venus rules pastel colors, Venus foods even, that can unlock kind of higher vibration in you. And usually these are fruits and so on. Okay, so if the next planet is Mars, it's getting interesting now. Mars is considered malefic. So what if you have Mars in the ninth house or in the third aspecting fully? Or if if your ascendant is Leo or Pisces. Interesting. Mars rules you. And so you say, how can a malefic be the fortunate planet for me? Well, for Pisces and for Leo, it is transits from Mars. Can trigger good things for you. Yes, stressful as well, but you can escape that energy of Mars. Or progressions from Mars as well can be powerful and unlock new horizons for you. Because the ninth house is about unlocking more opportunities. So one of the easiest way for you to unlock fortune, if you're Leo rising, Pisces rising, or if you have Mars in the ninth house, because you first of all bring good fortune from past lifetime, because in past lifetimes you worked on qualities like courage, bravery. You are saving those in need. You have it in this lifetime. You're naturally, when someone is in need, maybe that's why Pisces are known like someone who would go and help others, because the ninth house is Mars ruled, and Mars is the knight in shining armor that wants to defend the weaker. This is the highest vibration, and usually the rule of the ninth house shows you highest moral virtues that you've built. And Leos as well. If you're Leo rising, you'd want to defend the weaker, and all such qualities. You had bravery because you were in wars in past lifetimes. You built bravery through wars or through being in disasters and crisis situations, usually more for Pisces rising, because Scorpio is the ninth house ruler. And you, in such situations, you saw courage, you mobilized yourself, and you didn't give up. And now you carry natural qualities of bravery, and every time you manifest Mars qualities, you bring in more, you unlock more good fortune for you. So now be fighting for someone who doesn't have the strength to fight for themselves. That would be helping someone physically in some way, not just with an advice, but going and doing something physically, like helping them carry luggage or whatever, or build something, or defending someone. Mars is the higher octave, because as a rule of the ninth house is like defend those in need, the weaker ones. And then your good fortune unlocks. That's my dad is strong Leo, not by rising, but by sun, so I've definitely seen how Mars, he's very angry sometimes, but the anger always works in his favor. So even sometimes getting angry can work in your favor for you. Something annoying, irritating you can unlock better fortune for you. Actually, Mars rules your enemies, and Mars rules competitors and siblings. So sometimes, even though when Mars affects the ninth house, usually person has more strained, stressful relationships, more competitive relationships with sibling and father. It can be difficult with father, ninth house, or siblings, third house. Mars is also siblings. There can be some stressful, but somehow there is good fortune to you that comes to you from siblings, interesting enough. And if you're not in good relationships with siblings, with Mars being the ruler of your ninth house or in the ninth house, you have to fix this relationship, and because your fortune starts weakening. And even though your sibling might be an irritant, which is Mars, even though they might be agent provocateur for you, but if not, sometimes they can be like really initiative people that help you, or relatives. It can be relatives as well, that Mars that has this energy, but usually siblings, someone that we consider like competitor to us. So fix those relationships with siblings if Mars is connected to unlock your better fortune. And enemies is the night Mars. So somehow your enemies can help you. Interesting. You see how someone trying to harm you actually can play in your favor because it turns into luck with Mars. And you shouldn't be afraid to confront such people. Don't be afraid from confrontation when Mars is the ruler of the ninth or in the ninth. Confrontation is what put you on the path. Of course, don't go fighting people with fists. That's not the higher manifestation of the ninth house. Ninth house is everything most noble and involved. So the most noble and involved Mars is help those in need, fight for the rights of others, speak up and defend those in need. Sort out your relationship with siblings. Maybe you can do something that you become lucky with siblings and with enemies. Your enemies, sort out your relationship with enemies because they can become your biggest asset. Those enemies can unlock your fortune, or someone comes and tries to do something to attack you, create some crisis in your life. Actually, that turns out to be your biggest opportunity. This is how things can work out for you. Or Mars also is the planet that rules crisis. So when it's connected to the ninth house, you can turn a crisis to your biggest benefit. So actually, difficult things in your life and competitors, don't be afraid from competition, because that's a lucky thing for you. Compete, you probably would win more often. Competing, you can win over your competitors as well. And if you have problems with any Mars people, you have to treat them in a very sattvic ninth house way to unlock good fortune. What is sattvic way? With kindness. So treat your siblings with kindness and a bit of non-attachment as well. A sattvic way, you're not attached to things. You're detached, a bit aloof, but you're kind and you're patient. So if you're having problems with enemies, if you're having problems with competitors, with siblings, and even with father figures, because the ninth house is involved, you have to treat all those figures. And I know it's a very difficult task, but Leo and Virgo and Pisces possibly can do it. Treat those enemies with compassion and patience. I mean, I think Donald Trump has Mars, the rule of the ninth house, in the first house. He's Leo rising. And every time he's upset with someone, he goes attacking them. And he actually undermines his good fortune like that. But he speaks out for those that are undermined as well. So he must have a lot of also good fortune and stuff. But kind of this competitiveness, it's you have to approach it from a sattvic way, which is a bit more patient and so on. But again, actually, this Mars behavior, even for Donald Trump, is it creates problems for him. It is Mars, but it's what makes him a leader, because Mars' leadership is that's why many people like him. Actually, this kind of how he always is angry and always accuses or finds fault, which is very Mars-like. But it's people see him like some people see him like the knight in white shining armor trying to save people, and that's bravery as well, because when the whole world is against you, like your enemies, actually, just like in the case of Donald Trump, the more like the enemies attack him. And actually, I don't support Donald Trump, and I don't support, I'm not saying anything like that, but I'm just observing how the more he's attacked, the more people love him, and it turns into his fortune. I wanted to demonstrate you with an example how Mars as a good planet can rule, can turn out. And initiate. Mars is the planet of initiation. If you want your fortune to unlock, don't wait around for things to happen. You have to go after the things you want. And one of the easiest way to unlock your fortune when Mars is the rule of the ninth or in the ninth, and to keep your vibration high, exercise, physical movement, exercise, whatever it is for you. For Pisces, if you're Pisces rising, might be something more gentle, yoga, whatever, Zen, or something very physical. Whatever it is, just be physically moving. Competitive sports, whatever, that unlocks your good luck. Let me just see. Get physical to unlock fortune. I've taken a few notes here on my phone. Good fortune from being brave, and having been brave, standing up in the face of aggression, abuse of power. Again, that's great, good fortune. And these are virtues that you have to develop in this lifetime. If you don't think you have them, develop this, and your wealth and good fortune for any other area of life will come. So if you're stuck in life, if you're even without money and without confidence, low energy, stand up in the face of aggression, in the face of abuse of power. Help protect someone in danger. Help someone in a crisis situation, or just get physically active. Use power, strength, and force for noble purposes, like defending the weak, or fighting injustices, confronting others, fixing problems. Don't run away from difficulty. Use tools. Have a fireplace. Actually, it's lucky for you. Fire, Mars is lucky for you. Use tools and have a fireplace. So when you're, even just to raise your vibration, use some metal or whatever. Put yourself in situations which trigger you, which anger or stress you. Not okay. You're gifted at mobilizing yourself when there is a crisis, stress, high competition, and actually can benefit from such sudden and more extreme events. You can benefit from danger, accidents, which is Mars, wars or shocks. You see, I'm not saying go and create wars, but you can find your fortune in such situations. You're very knowledgeable. Ninth house is what you're knowledgeable about, intuitive, about such dangerous things. Mars is also predators, dangerous people. You can be very knowledgeable about such things, and intuitively know what to do in crisis or in difficult, stressful situations. So, and that's what unlocks your good karma. Okay, then what happens if next planet is Jupiter? If Jupiter is the ruler of your ninth house, let's see, Jupiter. That's if really, or Jupiter in your ninth house, like I have. If you are rising Cancer, or if you're rising Aries or Cancer, have Jupiter as the rule of the ninth house, or any other rising you can have, ascendant. But if you have Jupiter in the ninth house, anything Jupiterian becomes good fortune for you. Actually, that shows very good virtues. Jupiter is the natural ruler of the ninth house. When is the ruler of the ninth house, or it's in the ninth house, such people have worked a lot on virtues in past lifetimes. They might have been in maybe disciples of Christ, of Buddha. They might have had more religious lives where they were building, I'm not saying like in a church or whatever, but back in the past, religious people were the kindest, where they practiced virtues of charitableness, helping those in need, generosity, feeding the hungry. This is all Jupiterian qualities, charitableness of any sort, virtue, kindness, kind-heartedness, helping those. So usually such people develop such virtues, and they usually, especially if Jupiter is strong in their horoscope, say if Jupiter is in Cancer, it's in any of the fire signs, even in Scorpio it's very strong, or Jupiter is on an angle, conjunct the ascendant, conjunct the MC, conjunct the sun, the moon. This also makes it strong, or has good aspects. Like my Jupiter is very weak, but it's in the ninth house, so it makes it like Such people who are very focused on building virtues, they're kind, and this is what unlocks good fortune for them. So they're considered super lucky. Jupiter in the ninth house, you're naturally lucky person. Or if it's the rule of the ninth house, you have to do Jupiterian things and you unlock your luck. And Jupiterian things is definitely so for Cancer and Aries rising, charity work, help children. Jupiter rules children. Have a child even with Jupiter, that can unlock your luck. Anything to do with charity, anything to do with read ancient religion texts, read the Bible, travel. Jupiter's faraway countries can be lucky for you, especially Jupiter in the ninth house. Your luck is in foreign places, but again, Jupiter is the rule of the ninth house, foreign place, so foreign people or high education, get a degree. I never got, but I study and learn as crazy. This is just such a, Jupiter is the ninth house, is the same. So you naturally a lucky person. You naturally have teachers that are good. You find in this lifetime good teachers. So find that mentor if Jupiter is the rule of your ninth house. Someone that you really respect. You don't have to know them personally if you don't have money for that. You can find someone that you follow on YouTube or someone's books that you read that inspires you. Jupiter is a mentor, guru energy, and such inspirational figures for you. They can, for me, I was always lucky with teachers. There's Jupiter in my ninth house. Spiritual teacher, I never met him. He passed away before I was born, but I found my spiritual teacher. I'm so at peace with my beliefs. It's incredible. I'm so lucky to have my beliefs. That's and I have the most amazing teachers that have been so benevolent. Jupiter is very benevolent. My teacher in astrology, Ernst Wilhelm, my other teachers, I have a few teachers of astrology. They've all been so supportive to me, helping me. And it's almost like when Jupiter is in the ninth house, you have people in high positions, or people with high knowledge, or that are kind of noble and esteemed, that are helping you. Your good karma there, and it comes to you, and you find those people, they help you. Even though my Jupiter is super weak in the ninth house, conjunct Saturn, but still. Also trips, foreign countries. My luck comes from foreign countries. Teaching. Your fortune is locked in teaching and learning, taking classes, going to retreats, anything Jupiterian, higher knowledge, workshops where you learn about higher knowledge, writing, reading scriptures, higher knowledge, spirituality, learn anthroposophy, learn comparative religions. I know it sounds boring, but actually, the more Jupiter is all kinds of learning. The more you learn, the more your good fortune comes from learning and teaching, basically, and traveling and foreigners and people in esteemed places. And always don't forget to be respectful and to father figures and teacher figures. Give your homage to such people because they're your good fortune here. Even though my father is overbearing, and that can happen with Jupiter in the ninth house, still you have to find a way to respect them and give and with patience with sattvic, and you naturally keep that behavior. The sattvic behavior is your biggest ticket for fortune. As I said, patience, kindness, forgiveness. Jupiter is never judgmental. Jupiter is all allowing, all embracing, all kind. But that feels very natural. Jupiter is the ruler of the ninth, or in the ninth. Very lucky, such people as well. Saturn. Now we have an interesting position, and two of my most favorite people in the world, Ernst Wilhelm and my best friend Rumi, they have both Saturn and Mars in their ninth household sign. And you think like those people are not lucky at all, but actually they're incredible. They're incredibly, because you say like, oh, bad planets. Actually, they've learned to develop the most difficult virtues in past lifetimes. And so I've written notes because there's so much I can speak about Saturn as the ruler of the ninth house, because I've observed two people that I love so much. So such people are developed in past lifetimes qualities of, and the better Saturn is in dignity, the better the more lucky planet it becomes for them. So Saturn in the earth sign feels great. In Taurus, in Capricorn, in Virgo. Saturn feels great in all the air signs. In Libra, Saturn loves Libra. In Aquarius, Saturn loves Aquarius. In Gemini, Saturn loves, so the earth, the fine air and the fine water signs, a bit more difficult Saturn, but if Saturn is strong on an angle, plus any transit from Saturn, even if Saturn is, like my best friend has Saturn in Leo, hard, difficult sign for Saturn. But Saturn transit for her, albeit difficult psychologically, emotionally, always lead to something good, to something fortunate for her after the pain. You can't change Saturn to be just joy, joy. It's not joy, but the difficulties for those people that Saturn rules their ninth house or is in the ninth house is their biggest blessings for them. Almost like sometimes God sends them difficulties and delays to protect them from a bigger problem. You know, there's a saying that sometimes God sends you some bad thing that actually protects you from way worse things. So this is the Saturn in the ninth house. And such people usually learn and develop patience and in past lifetimes and hardships. They develop the virtues of overcoming hardships. They develop the virtues of adversity, adversity quotient. There is something called the quotient of your adversity. The higher it is, the more a person can pick themselves up after difficulties and carry on. And if even my teacher said, if there is one thing I want to have as a quality in virtue is to have Saturn strong, or in this case, Saturn is a good planet for you when it rules the ninth house. Who is that? That's Gemini and Taurus rising people. Gemini and Taurus rising people, Saturn becomes a good karma planet for you. So the like my teacher said, getting back to that, Ernst, he said, I want to have ability to overcome difficult situations. A strong Saturn or a good Saturn, that's the best planet I want. I don't care about Venus, about Jupiter. Give me a good Saturn there, and your life is, whatever life throws at you, you can cope with it. So this is the virtues you're learning in this lifetime, but you've also come with these qualities from past lifetimes. So you have to embrace hardships, because you can overcome hardships and they turn into golden nuggets for you. I mean, it's true for everyone, but for you especially. And you know, there is a couple of saying, no pain, no gain. Or there's also, there's another saying that I've written here, no pain, no gain, or help yourself first if you want God to help you. And I know it sounds like that's not how the law of attraction works. You need to believe it first to attract it. But for Saturn in the ninth house, or Saturn strong people, Saturn ruling the ninth house, their luck comes when they first start, through pain. So you first put the pain to get the gain. Actually, your vibration will rise after you've overcome and after you've been in difficult situations. I don't know if anyone watched the view. I had an interview with Elena and Alejandro where they did measures of my vibration over my lifetime. And apparently it dipped to 50, which is really low vibration. Sometimes like criminals start go to 50 for about 10 years. When I had a huge, that's the vibration of depression and kind of it dipped for me from 16 to 26. So I went through a very big hardship and difficulty in the low period for many years. I was homeless, I was addicted to drugs, I was like anything but you can imagine. I mean, I've never been to prison or anything like that, but I have Saturn in the ninth house, exalted, super strong. So that's my Dharma plan. My good fortune is Saturn. So this big suffering I went through turned out to be my biggest fortune. So that's what I wanted. And after that, my vibration, after those 50, the quote, it's up to 1,000, the scale of consciousness. I was at 50. And then it rose gradually to 400. Well, most people always stay at the same number. But for me, dipping down, I was born with 200, dip down to 50. So what I'm trying to say, if you have Saturn as the rule of your ninth house, and or Saturn in the ninth house, going through some big difficulties is what's going to be big good fortune for you eventually, and they can really rise themselves from low vibration to higher. And such people become luckier with older age as well. Ninth house is luck, Saturn is old age. So Gemini, even though Gemini rising, they're very youthful. Actually, their old age, they're just as youthful and lucky as before. And so are Taurus. So they become luckier with age. Normally, they can be lucky from old things. They can even get some fortune from some antique, something old, So that's the philosophy for you to follow. It's very important to embrace difficulties, embrace old age. Old age brings good things for you. Embrace death, because it's look. I'm not saying go and die, but study death. Get interested about it, because Saturn rules death, and Saturn is the rule of your ninth house. Kind of like make your peace with death, and embrace it as it can raise your vibration in a sense. Or even living with the thought of death. Like I constantly live this thought. Every time I'm ungrateful for something or annoyed with someone, I look and I said, what if they died tomorrow? Whether it's my children, my husband, or friend, and I think a lot about death. And that immediately raises my vibration. I start becoming my best virtue. I build my virtues through Saturn. So thinking about death, I immediately become the highest and the best I can be in regards to, the people around me. Embrace scarcity, embrace discipline. For such people, it's good to give themselves some limitations personally, because that unlocks their good fortune. So maybe a bit of fasting, depriving themselves of bohemian habits like stop drinking, stop smoking. Every time you deprive yourself of something, is it sugar, is it too much food or rich food, is it depriving yourself from doing something bad? Saturn is the power to say no. So every time you quit something that is not good for you, or that's too indulgent, or every time you stop yourself from doing something that is normally bad for you, you not only raise your vibration, but you amass more good fortune. Something like an opportunity will come to you for you after that. I mean, that can be for everyone, but specifically for you. Also, older people, respect all the people, take care of all the people, of your grandparents, of your elderly, anyone that is senior to you. Give respect to seniority, even if your boss is an asshole, even if someone in seniority is being, abusing power. Treat them sattvically, like the ninth house, which is, so Saturn would be bosses, father figures again, people in authority of any sort, no matter if they are morally right or not. Treat them with patience, the sattvic way. Treat them with kindness, not to lose your good fortune in life. All right. Another thing you can do to unlock good fortune: study ancient texts, studying ancient things, study history. Learn history. Start watching documentaries how people lived in the medieval ages, how people lived in, the everyday life, and Saturn is history, the past. Get interested in such kind of stuff. Again, it can unlock good fortune for you in some way. Also, your grandparents, which is Saturn rules older people, can be good fortune for you. For me, it was my grandmother who taught me about God and to believe and to think about higher realities. Saturn in the ninth house. She unlocked my good fortune, because the highest fortune, the best fortune is spirituality. The highest good fortune is to have faith, to believe in higher realms, And my grandparents were always my good fortune. They were my good things, good karma. And usually, though the good fortune for people whose Saturn is their planet comes after the age of 35, because Saturn matures after 35. I can definitely tell you, till 35, I didn't have good fortune. Neither. I mean, I started my astrology business, but I was unfortunate in especially Saturn being in Libra in relationships and in money. It was a 35 comes, which is Saturn age, and you unlock your fortune when Saturn is the rule of the ninth house. Usually blocked luck until 35. Intuitive knowledge and understanding about certain things you can have. Ancient knowledge, history. Stones, keep stones. There's a good luck for you. Anything like if you want to decorate yourself, do like a little, definitely in your house or home, like something with rocks that you gather. These are or a little sanctuary that there is rocks there. It raises your vibration. Rocks and crystals, which is Saturn in nature as well, can raise your vibration. Black stones and so on. And you can have a lot of knowledge, natural intuitive knowledge, which is the ninth house, about anything Saturnian, which is coming out of hardship, surviving death. You can be almost like a counselor for such very difficult things for people, to show them the higher perspective. Or you can have intuitive knowledge about grief, intuitive knowledge about addiction, and actually you can help others in such situations. So overcoming an addiction can be good luck for you. And sometimes actually life throwing you in situations like addictions and hardships, after overcoming those things is when your good luck comes for you. I know it's Saturn. It entails, for us to get to the good luck, we need to go through the yucky stuff first. Of course, if you say you're Taurus rising or Gemini, Saturn rules like your ninth house, but there is a beautiful planet there. Say you're Gemini rising and you have Venus in Aquarius in the ninth house, so you're Taurus rising and you have Jupiter or Venus in the ninth house. That planet becomes more powerful. So it's not so this difficult hard fortune of Saturn. So then Jupiter or Venus will be a high fortune planet. All certain things will lead to good fortune. Will take you to a path of more joy and connection. So always choose the harder path, the more narrow path, and to do things not only on your own, but don't try to, basically, if you want good fortune in your life, don't try to take shortcuts. Do things lawfully, which is Saturn. Do things, they take longer times when you do things as well. Don't rush things. Anything, like we have a saying in Bulgaria, rushing is bad thing for the master, so you cannot, in your case, the more you rush, the more you slow down your good fortune. So never do rush things, fast things. They'll take long time for you, but the good fortune will be long lasting there. And the later in age comes. You're more fortunate in the second part of your life. You're more fortunate when things take time for you. And for you, when you put the efforts rather than receive it, when it falls into your lap. You're not going to be able to keep fortune that comes to you easy, but you'll be able to keep anything that you've worked hard for as a fortune. Choose deprivation over indulgence and you will thrive. You'll receive fortune. You'll be more joyous. Study science, study old religion, psychology of resilience and deprivation. Travel to desert and mountains. I'm in the desert and I've never felt more joyful. It's such a lucky place for me right now. Follow the path of the hermit from time to time, not always, but if you want to trigger that good luck, deprive yourself of something from time to time. Put yourself in more isolation from time to time. When Saturn is in the ninth, or there's no other planets in the ninth, and it's the rule of your ninth, and then you'd unlock this good fortune for yourself. And also have humbleness if you don't want to lose your good fortune. And don't be afraid to do dirty jobs. Even if you're a boss in a company, if you're wealthy, go and help the cleaner. Do the dirty jobs around. This is what Saturn is. Do the lowest jobs. I mean, like if you're a successful person, don't go becoming toilet cleaner, but don't be, just going, don't look down. Actually, respect people in really lowly positions. Saturn is people also in lowly positions. And people that are crippled, or people that are in poverty, treat them humanely and with respect again, and you build up your fortune. Your good fortune unlocks so much. Help those in miserable condition and deprivation. Be kind to those in lowly positions, to the elderly, to the sick and poor, to the suffering, and your fortune and karma will be great. you'll be in a good relationship with God. And actually, you find God in hardships. And that's so true for me. Every time my life is perfect, I forget about God. In particular, when I'm going through some hardship and difficulty or depression, that's when I start praying and connect to God the most. Or maybe go to a mountain to connect to God. Your spirituality evolves a lot when your Saturn rules weightlifting, so actually you can feel more joy if you weightlift, or if you go to mountainous places, climb mountains, go to rocky places, you can connect to higher power somehow more. And very quickly, what happens if you have the ruler, and again, only use whole sign house system, the ruler of the ninth house in houses. This is very important if you don't have planets in the ninth house to see where your fortune comes from. The ruler of the ninth in the first, this is very fortunate. You're fortunate in this lifetime because the first house is your path in this lifetime. You're fortunate possibly even to look attractive. You're fortunate with your health, with your physical body most likely. You're fortunate, you're just luckier person overall. You've built virtues in past lifetimes. And check out what planet this rule of the ninth house is to know what virtues to apply. If it's Saturn, the rule of the ninth, and in your first, virtues of resilience, of not giving up when it gets hard, of deprivation, of fasting and saying no, to this can be the virtues that really make you lucky. Or if it's Venus, or if it's the moon, the ruler of your ninth in the first, your mom, or being nurturing and kind, growing plants, taking care of animals, which is lunar things. It can be your unlocking your fortune. So amazing. This is very fortunate position, very lucky if you have the rule of the ninth in the first. With your physical body, and you initiate things, you'll be lucky and fortunate in those things. Using yourself, you have this rule of ninth in the first, because it's lucky, use your appearance, use your name, use your persona if you're doing a business or whatever, as the face of the business or whatever, to unlock this luck. The rule of the ninth in the second, you can be lucky through your family, is the second house. You can be lucky financially as well. There's a good karma that can come to you financially, and in investments, there's fortune there. You can be lucky to anything to do with food and eating, do such kind of stuff. They're lucky for you. Cook for those you love, cook for your families. That can unlock your luck. Or second house can also be taking care of growing food and so on. This can also be a source of joy, raising your vibration. Luck collections, you can be lucky in collecting valuables, and you can be very knowledgeable about valuable things. What is worthy, praising valuables and so on. What is the value of a house? What is the value of clothes or whatever? You can be very lucky with arts as well, and it can unlock your second house is about anything to do with the five senses. So this thing can unlock any activities with the five senses, like arts, and can unlock your luck. The rule of the ninth house in the third house, that's my position. Your fortune can be unlocked through media, video, knowledge, talking, spreading information. You can always find the right piece of information. And it's very important to tell truth, to talk the truth always. The moment I decided, and it took me a few years, to never say a lie, even if it's a light why? Because I was kind of inclined to exaggerate the truth, or kind of, spin tall tales years ago. But my life was always going bad. And I learned to speak truth. The rule of the ninth is truth. Third house is how you speak. Always speak truth. Talk truth. And that can unlock your good fortune. It's very important for you. And you're here to learn to, and you're here. You're very knowledgeable about third house things. But any kind of third house is, if the rule of the ninth is in the third, to raise your vibration, participate in activities with people, have constant chats with friends, communicate, brainstorm with others. This is when you unlock your fortune with the third house, a bit like Mercury. So instead of just trying to do things alone, do associates, even your siblings, you can have lucky karma with your siblings. you can have, and like me, the rule of the ninth and the third house, I work with my siblings. They are my lucky. I'm very lucky with my three siblings, three male siblings. And I'm absolutely in love with all of them, and we have very good karma together. And um, so I was blessed like that. But third house is also colleagues. Working in a group can be a blessing for you, source of fortune, brainstorming, and so on. Short trips can unlock your fortune as well. You can be fortunate in anything to do with knowledge, with information, classes, courses, study, learn, writing, read, write books, whatever can unlock your fortune. Or journal. I journal on my phone, and constantly I'm so like I can make money from any piece of information. I'm not saying that, but like I immediately extract. I'm reading an article on something, and I immediately connect it, make a video, make a course, and it's turns into fortune for me. Any kind of information. Then, if the ruler of your ninth house is in the fourth house, your mother might be the fourth house, or a parent can be good fortune. And of course you have to treat your parent with, even if there's sometimes problems, with patience and with sattvic ways, in ninth house ways, if you want to unlock your fortune, helping them like charity work, almost patient, helpful. You can have luck in property. You can have your fortune can unlock once you settle down and become a parent yourself. Your fortune can unlock with property, real estate. You can even have fortune that comes to you, I don't know, through either through brains or through ancestors, through that your ancestors are kind of, you have good fortune through your ancestors. And yes, so parenthood, all of those things, invest in land can be fortunate for you. And not just for making money, but it can unlock your good luck, something to do with land, with property in some way. When the ruler of the ninth house is in the fifth house, once you have a child, you can become, fifth house is children. You can be fortunate, you can have good karma with your child, for example. That's very good. That's wonderful combination. The ruler of the ninth and the fifth, we're using whole sign house system again always, and traditional rulers. Oh, your fortune can come creatively. You can, for example, be very fortunate. You can create something, an idea, a business that switches on your fortune. And that's the best way. Actually, I love this fifth and ninth house combination. It's very kind of lucky together. Creativity, children, romantically, you can have unlock fortune, for example. You can raise your vibration by creating things. If you're down vibrationally, start creating, or they painting, music, or entertainment, enjoyment. Fashion is the fifth house. Anything kind of glamorous as well. Glamorous, prestigious, elite, exclusive. There is like good fortune for you there. And fifth house is naturally the house of gambling, and it's the other house of good fortune. So the rule of the ninth and the fifth, you can be naturally lucky and you have good fortune through even gambling, or even through playing lottery in some way. Okay. Oh, speculations. You invest, you bought 100 bitcoins 10 years ago, and now it's like, wow, you didn't put much, but a lot came back as a result. So you can be fortunate in speculation, lucky. And again, if you want to increase your good fortune, help children, donate to children, fifth house, donate for education of children, fifth house, to the creative arts and performances. Or if you want to raise your vibration yourself, do something creative yourself, like go to a drama class, go to a writing, whatever, anything that is creative, and that will unlock your good fortune. The rule of the ninth house in the sixth house is kind of a pet. You can have good karma with a pet. Do good things, give to a charity of pets as well, and or help to unlock your good fortune. Take care of an animal. Sixth house is anyone who is in need, the poor, the sick. So helping such people can definitely raise your own fortune. And it's like do it unconditionally, but even being in any careers that are about helping those in need, or that for people that are sixth houses, sick people, so even kind of as a doctor or as a lawyer, people that are fighting with each other, again they're in some situation of imbalance, and your fortune can be unlocked through that. Or sometimes it works in funny way, like sixth house is debt. A debt can turn out to be something very fortunate for you. Or sixth house rules wars, for example, sicknesses. Somehow a sickness can unlock your fortune. It's interesting, but for example, Nikola Tesla was very sick as a child, and that sickness unlocked his ability to I'm just giving you an example how a sickness can unlock someone's fortune. And or sickness can pull you towards searching for God and higher meaning, and finding a field of knowledge, which is the ninth house, which becomes so purposeful and meaningful for you, which becomes so source of fortune, source of meaning, of happiness for you, of joy. But it can happen through illness, through sickness, through death, through some kind of more difficult situations, problematic situation, which is the sixth house, interestingly enough. So don't be afraid of such things. Of course, I speak a lot more about the ruler of the houses, the ruler of the ninth in the different houses in my 60-hour course of Secrets of the 12 Houses. So do check it out. It's 50% off. Oh no, 30% off till the 14th of April, till my birthday. So hopefully you can benefit. If you want to learn everything that I'm teaching, and now I'm already tired, but everything that I'm teaching you, I do it for all the houses. Now the rule of the ninth house, if it goes into the seventh house, you can have good karma with marriage partner or business partner. They can be a source of good karma for you. They can be, and you have to, even if there are problems with partners or clients, is the seventh house, make sure that actually you treat them sattvically, which is ninth house, which means treat them with kindness and with patience. Otherwise, you're locking your good fortune. But even if you had one divorce or whatever, sometimes other indications in your horoscope can mean that if the rule of the ninth is in your seventh using whole sign, you sooner or later have a good and very dharmic partnership, good karma partnership that is very supportive, nurturing. Also, you might unlock your fortune by partnering in a business partnership, by the public and the audience and the clients can be good fortune for you. If the ruler of the ninth house is in the eighth house, you can benefit through death. It can be turned into a good fortune. Someone dies, leaves you something, I don't know. You can benefit through crisis situations. You can benefit, and not just benefit, but it can make you grow spiritually, and it can make you feel more joy, like you experience some big deep crisis, and then actually you raise your vibration so much more. It's one of the difficult situations, just like the rule of the ninth and the sixth, and the rule of the ninth and the eighth. The adversities and difficulties with the sixth, even your enemies and people that mean evil to you, and the rule of the ninth is in the sixth, it actually helps you if you treat them still kindly and with respect, or with patience and not vindictiveness. Those that attack you, you benefit from it. The rule of the 9 and the 6. Rule of the 9 and the 8, any kind of stressful situations like divorces, being fired, getting a life-threatening disease, someone dying, this kind of big crisis, or climate crisis happening, or whatever, your house burns down, actually it unlocks your good fortune, interesting enough. So in situations when there is economic crisis around, when there is a pandemic around, not just personal crisis, you can unlock your good fortune through that. Opportunities can open up for you. Also, you can have good fortune through resources of others. Someone else can help you. Is it government? Is it a partner? There is other, but there is a lot more. I speak a lot more for each rule of the ninth in a house, in my course of Secrets of the 12 Houses, if you're interested, because I'm just really getting tired in my mind now. Now, the rule of the ninth in the ninth, very powerful. It's in its own sign. Extremely lucky, virtuous person who worked on virtues, who has high moral. Say if it's Saturn in Capricorn or Aquarius, or if it's Venus in Libra or Taurus in the ninth house, or Mars in Aries or Scorpio, or Mercury in Virgo or Gemini. It all means rule of the ninth in the ninth, high moral values, and the value and the virtues that you are building whatever the planet is. So watch the previous period. So more luck in life, even if it's Saturn in its own sign, again after adversities in this case. But if it's Venus, Jupiter, whatever, the sun or moon, these people are luckier. They're more positive overall. They see the higher picture. It's almost like the intuition is very powerful. Like they know what to do at the moment. Something happens, they immediately know what to choose. They intuitively, they don't have to think it, because this is how they made lucky in this lifetime, this powerful intuition that they have. That's why they're lucky at winning. They're lucky at they just, people say, wow, you were at the right place, the right time. When this person was in town, you went to that bar and you met them, and you made a fortune after that because you met this person. Some lucky encounters, or lucky, depending on what the planet is, overall, that the person is more lucky in life. And foreign travel, high education, you're lucky through all those things. You're lucky if you connect with foreign people, if you live in a foreign country, if you're invest in something foreign, or in higher knowledge, whether it's astrology, whether it's human design, whether it's philosophy, whether it's higher degrees to have university, or if you don't want a degree, you can be lucky to some higher knowledge that you know, and you spread it, that you can be a teacher, natural teacher, guru, and so on. And you can find your teacher in this lifetime, and kind of things, the universe aligns things for you. If the rule of the ninth house is in the 10th house, you can be lucky through one of your parents as a teacher, advisor to you, morally instilling virtues in you. Or your bosses as well. This is a powerful Raj Yoga, success yoga, the ruler of the ninth going into the 10th house. You can really succeed in your career. You can do things in life which you become known for, respected for, your reputation, even if you're not famous, but in society, whatever, in your social circle, you can be respected for what you do, for your knowledge, because you also take your knowledge, the rule of the ninth, your intuition, your knowledge, your virtues that you build in past lifetimes, and you actively apply them, 10th house, in your career, actively apply them to help others. The 10th house is how you contribute to the world, the actions in your world. So your actions, the 10th house, are very virtuous. So this is amazing to have. And you can unlock your fortune through your career, through some person in authority can help you in higher positions, seniority and so on, or institutions, governments and so on can also be a source of more luck for you. The rule of the ninth house, when it goes into the 11th house, oh, that's my husband has that. You can have lucky acquaintances. You can have good karma with your friends. You can meet people that help you in some way, that become your protectors, or that become people that believe in you, and mentors and so on, but from your environment, and they kind of help you fulfill your goals and dreams. A teacher can help you fulfill your goals and dreams, or inspirational figure, or your beliefs and your faith can really push you to achieve your dreams and goals. So it's very lucky combination, the rule of the ninth and the 11th. Your belief, your which is the ninth house rule. Also, your good karma from past lifetimes, the ninth house rule. Your virtues that you've built, you apply them in society. You apply them, and you have to behave with other people as virtuously as possible. The 11th house is people in your, every social circle, people that your network. So because you have this kind or this virtuous, you keep your promises, whatever it's the ninth house is anything where you're moral with other people, or kind or virtuous, you will really benefit socioeconomically, because the 11th house, the house of gains, socioeconomic goals and gains. You achieve those financial goals, you achieve those social goals that you have, you're respected in society uh, through your virtues, and you can be very lucky to make the right networks and connections. Say maybe you have a dream, I want to have 2 3 businesses, but and then you go around and you're being your nice virtuous self, and you attract the people that they say, wow, I have a business, shall we do it? And somehow you connect with people, and you share, and you can become very profitable through that. You find the right people at the right time to help you, the right team of people, because the 11th house is all about other people socially, and you also usually have a good reputation that others will trust you, so that can be form very beneficial business or other goals and partnerships, and not only partnerships, but you know, that unlocks your fortune, or your friends unlock your fortune, and so on. So also attending seminars, attending places where you meet with like-minded people, going and being social, you'd meet the right people during that time. There's good fortune for you coming. Maybe you've helped other people in past lifetimes, and now they're coming to help you as well. And so and definitely being around others, or you can be lucky in 11th houses, the economy, in having ideas that can be profitable. The 11th house is anything that you bring out on the marketplace, anything that you bring for society to contribute in some way, or just become a member of a club, golf club, country club, club of bikers, club of like-minded people, club of astrologers, club of knitters. Go and join some society and a group, or online group, because some good fortune is coming to you through such participation. I look like I have. Okay, ruler of the 9th house goes into the 12th house. You can be very lucky abroad, the 12th house. You can be lucky traveling abroad. You can be lucky living in foreign places. You can be lucky through foreigners, faraway places. You can be, and 12th house is also charity. The more charitable you are, the more lucky you are. And by the way, you can use all of this also to check if the ruler of certain house goes into the 9th house. Say if the ruler of your 12th house goes into the 9th. The other way around. It's the similar meaning. Then your luck will unlock in foreign countries. I have this combination. Your luck will unlock if you're charitable and give a lot for free. The rule of the 9th and the 12th house can mean that you're lucky not to have also debt. You can finish any karma with debt, pay off to others, because 12th house is also connected to karmic debt that we carry. Well, the 9th house is the good karma, the 12th house is the karmic debt we have. So you kind of like you've paid, you can be like good karma comes when you've paid your karmic debt. And you might have no debt anymore in this lifetime. Also, it can be good karma not having expenses. The 12th house is expenses. Or sometimes it's like you know where to spend, you're fortunate, you're knowledgeable about that. 12th house is any kind of charity, helping those in need. Or you can even have good fortune come to you somehow connected to the invisible worlds. Like you hear things, you know things, you download things somehow, and it unlocks your fortune. But one way another to unlock your fortune is not just by being abroad, but by doing 12th house things like going to a retreat, going to an island. 12th house rules island retreats, or faraway countries where you don't know the language, where you don't know the culture, where you feel like a bit like helpless. It's not like, oh, I live in France and I'm going to Belgium. That's not foreign country. That's 9th house trip, more like 12th house connection. What would be lucky is like, you're from America, go to Nicaragua, go to Bulgaria where you don't know the language, something like that, or a culture that's on the other side of the ocean from you, even if you know the language, and so on. So you can be lucky through that, and you can have mystical experiences with that, and also something that can help you connect and raise your vibration. The rule of the 9th and the 12th is through mystical experiences. You're one of the lucky ones that can have those things. We can even ghost experiences and so on. Or through water, 12 houses, water, meditation, isolation. Even kind of you can benefit, and it can be fortunate for you to spend time alone and to be isolated. It can periods. That's what happened for me. I had a very long period of isolation that unlocked my good fortune, because there is a lot of wisdom that comes to you in periods of isolation that can unlock your good fortune. There's a lot of things that the 12th house also rules, which is like hotels and so on, but I speak more about that in my Secrets of the 12th house, how each ruler going into another house can be a source of luck and raising your, or whatever it is, the other house, something else, rule of the 6th house, whatever it does can do travel. So is the 12th house ruler. But I just focus on the 9th house, so it's maybe to raise your vibration a bit. And also you can use this video another way. So if the ruler of the ninth house is conjunct the ruler of your 7th house, again, immediately the ruler of the 7th house. So the 7th house becomes also a bit luckier and a source of fortune. So you can listen to that, and so if the ruler of the 9th house is conjunct the ruler of the 3rd house, immediately watch that, what it means to have the ruler of the 9th in the 3rd, because you'll be a bit more lucky and fortunate in this 3rd house. You have good karma through siblings and so on. So thank you so much. This is the happiest, luckiest video about where your good fortune is, where your good karma is, what you can rely on, and to keep as virtuously and in good relationship as possible. If you're not in good relationship with your 9th house activities, you immediately lock your good fortune. So if your moon is there, with your mom you have to be, or if Saturn with your dad, or the sun, and so on. So thank you so much. And yeah, do check out my courses that are only once per year on my birthday, discounted for a couple of weeks.